when I get home off the road, I'm dealing with people all the time, whether it's meet and greets or interviews or whatever. So my head is like, okay, now when I get home, it's not relaxed time. It's now spend time with my wife, quality time, face to face, not just in the same room, not just watching TV, but just she likes this. So my head is thinking like, I have to learn how to not make that work, but to enjoy it.
So we moved in together, and she would come home, and both working in financial services, we both sort of understand what comes with that, right? What comes with working in that industry, being Black on Wall Street, you understand what comes with that. But she would come home and just go to the guest room and shut the door. And I'm sort of sitting there like, hi, no, okay. And then I'm thinking, well, how rude is that? Like, we just started living together. So this is my house too. How dare you walk home and just close the door and not acknowledge my existence at all? Like, I'm here. Like, hi, babe. Good afternoon. Good evening. Nothing. And she did it a couple times, and we had to talk about it. And I was like, well, what is that?
My husband would stop off at a local spot before coming home from work just to get something to eat, get something to drink before he came home to deal with me. And one day he had come home, and I was like, hey, babe, why don't we go do something? I went to go kiss him, and I could smell the alcohol on his breath. And then that's when it was this huge blowout. Like, I got to stop because I can't, deal with you when I come home. You're just over the top, da-da-da. And then that night I was just like, yo, what am I doing? Where my husband is stopping, to go to the bar before he came home to me. And so for me, that's where I had to really do a lot of self-reflection to see, why am I causing him this pain? Somebody that I love is in pain. And how can I help him come out of that?
I go to the office and I drape on, I call it my Condoleezza Rice wear. My suits and the pearls and the silk blouses. And I mean, I hyper feminize. It's a proactive, I guess, again, covering every single day. I go into this office, and when I come home and I want to spend time with her, it was just my way of just taking a moment.
Yeah.
Literally shaking it off and transitioning into, a complete person again. So you have the day, the stress of the day, and those moments of alienation, and then even when you have a really great day, sometimes you just need to take a minute. And that was my way of taking a minute. I'd always done it, and so we moved in together. She thought I was signaling something to her, and it really wasn't.
When I come home after work, because there are moments where I'm doing the TV show I'm doing now, the series, and you're so used to directing people, and you come home and you do the same thing. There is an off button that I gotta try to get to. But it's not on surface at the time being, because it's you're still in that mode, and it kind of doesn't leave you. As an artist or a creator, you go home with the stuff on your mind and you're in that mode. Again, this is I keep calling Filmmaking War, but it feels like war till you're done with it. But when you're doing majority of the work by yourself, it's kind of just I gotta keep running and gunning and get everything done. You come home and it's why isn't that done? And and you're like, hold up, you can't direct in the house because I want to get these dishes done when I want to get them done, or I want to do this when I want to do it. And so there is an off button you gotta kind of reach.
I was working 2 jobs, and I would leave here about, say, 5:30 in the morning, get at my job. I'd work till 3:30, get off from that job, go to my other job, work from 4 to almost midnight, come home and do it all over again, 3 nights a week for my part-time job. So it was just kind of rough, dealing with all these things, and her just constantly putting that pressure on me, and the pressure that I just felt from the world in general. And I just had no relief anywhere. I wasn't getting it outside, per se. I wasn't getting it at home. It was like everything was closing in on me.
Since we've been working together professionally, I believe it's made our marriage stronger. I thought that it was gonna really be a challenge and be a deal breaker, but I think we understand each other better. I was afraid of working with him in a sense because I saw other couples that had, and I saw the way they argued, and I saw that they weren't that into each other. And I was like, shoot, they're around each other so much, they're not feeling each other. I already know how that can happen.
Do you work well together always?
Not at all. No way. It's like when you work out with your significant other, they know what buttons to push and how to push you harder. It's the same way on set.
I think that's probably what it is. Like, it's like, you're talking to the production designer the same way you're talking to the wardrobe/wife. Yeah, you can move that around. That's perfect. Blah, blah. What do you think about this? Yeah, just turn that around. Excuse me? Just turn what around? What did you say? Babe, can you please turn that around? That looks great. It's like you gotta switch the tone up a bit. So maybe that's what it is. It's like maybe one of those kind of incidents where it's like, it's just the fact that I'm keeping it that same tone with everybody that affects the wife. And she looks at it like, oh, really? Like, that's how it's going to be. I can't be in the same plane as everyone else.
I mean, I had to do some counseling. I mean, both of us had to. But I think the part where it really just got to the point where we were like, okay, something's got to give for the both of us. I hated seeing my husband like frustrated coming home to deal with me. And then also my kids, because then we were arguing. The kids were hearing all of that. So yeah, and it's a daily thing.
But what do I do when you first get home now?
It's like we have a routine. She just gives me the day to recoup.
Take off.
To just do whatever. She takes off and just gives me the whole day by myself. And then we get back into our routine. But this is it's an ongoing day-to-day hit or miss type of thing. It's no one blanket, like we just got it now from now on.
We're a lot
we
better.
constantly have to work on it. Of course, we've grown a lot.